We're going to make up the dead eyes and install the dead eyes on the model. The manual it does explain how it should be done, and for an experienced modeler it wouldn't be a problem. But certainly for someone who hasn't done a lot of models, you're going to struggle with a lot of very simple procedures. So I'm just going to take you through them. If you know how to do this, just move on to the next video. So here's sheet 1 of 9, and you'll notice that I've put some pencil lines across, and those pencil lines really explain the direction of that the dead eye should sit. And what I've done is I've transcribed that onto a piece of paper for all of them. The little one by itself here is straight up and down, so that's not an issue. Now you just go onto the model and put the piece of paper on, and then just take a ruler and line it up, and then draw a line, and you simply remove the paper. Sorry, I'm doing this with 2 hands and I really need a third. So you would hold this in place, remove the paper, and then draw a line. And you do that for all of them, up and down. And then of course you simply put the dead eye in the correct slot and get it to fit. There we go, and you will nail it right in place. Now what you're going to do is actually just put a starter hole of where the hole is going to go, and then you take them all off, because you need to rub off all those lines before you nail it in place. And it's as simple as that. Okay, we're going to make up the chain plates to the dead eyes. So you cut them off of your pre-painted chain plate. You would sand this off. I'm not going to sand it off. And then you open up with the pliers like that, and then you put the dead eye in, and with the cutters is probably the best way to do it. Squeeze it back in very gently till you get it tight back around, and there you have it. This is one of the better methods I've seen of made up chain plates that actually work. The smaller ones, again, very simple. They have a little piece, so you can just pull them apart as it shows in the plan, fit the dead eye in the small chain plate, and put it on. Now what they say is, when you fit this in on the channel, that'll keep it tight. I don't like that method because I've seen these things come apart, and so I suggest you go and find some old electrical wire sitting somewhere with some very fine wire. Put it around a little chain plate here and pull it in as tight as you can. Give it a wrap, and then cut it off. And you can just tighten that up so you have no little wires sticking out. And you can paint that black if you want. It'll probably disappear, and that's what it looks like. And the smaller one is exactly the same. There's one I've already made up. Again, using the same wire to hold it in place. So simple and straightforward, very easy. Well done, Call the Craft. since we're here and we're talking about dead eyes, I'll show you the old method of doing it. You get a tube like this, depending on the diameter or the length of the chain plate that you want. And you put it on a chop saw and you cut off very small rings like this. Then you heat this till it's red hot and let it cool. And then you squeeze it over the dead eye and you use the pliers and put it together and squeeze it very tight in. You take perhaps a drill bit, put it in the end of your dead eye, of your chain plate, and squeeze this down, and you've just made a chain plate. And you pull that off, and there is the old-fashioned chain plate. If you want, you can solder it, which will make it into a solid piece, just for the hell of it. And we're on to the last one, and that really is the easiest I've ever done these things. So here we have them. Absolutely fantastic. Alright, we have a piece of paper, same piece of paper we had, which identifies large and small. And the first thing we do is we pre-bend the chain plate at the bottom and where it's going to go through the channel, and then we'll place it on the channel. And we have, the first thing we realize is we need to just file it just a little bit to accommodate the angle that the chain plate comes through the channel. And it sits there perfectly. Then, trying to let you see this without my finger, then using a handheld drill, you put the starter hole, take it off, and use the main drill. And I would not go right through, just in case it goes through. And you continue down the line till you get them all done. Then we'll come and rub off these pencil lines, and then we can put them in. This is also the last time you get to clean up around here, so now they're all in place now, so we can start to tap them down. Now, if you wanted, you could have put some CA on them, but my holes are such tight holes that it's not necessary. And the last thing we can do to make it make sure they're all down flat, sort of flattens the heads a bit.